Okay.
Hi guys, hello there. I am Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor, and we are about to go on air. So I guess I'll just use you guys as my dress room to prep my fro. As you can see, I have my fro out, and I just brought in my own little earbuds because I have this wonderful professional headset, but I'm not going to use it because I wanted to have my fro out today. So how y'all doing today? I hope everybody's doing well, and I hope you see that we are on and you're getting your alerts and you're coming online because we're going to get started. Also, my earrings. A friend of mine, a designer from New York, a good friend of mine, Sylvester Humber, made these earrings for me, and I was looking in my jewelry box and I was like, okay, what am I going to wear today? We're going to have some hair talk. So what am I going to wear? And I thought, let's just do those earrings. And that's what I did.
They need, of course, the physical advantage.
Is it down?
You can have
Is it
challenges
down?
and issues with educating.
You want me to turn it down? Is the studio down?
But they need
I'm just
all of
can
those
you turn the studio?
challenges.
There you go. Okay, cool. I realized the last show is just going off, and I was trying to make sure my wonderful director and partner in crime, Mark, and help me get that sound out of the studio so that I can talk to you guys. Okay, so I think my fro is probably big enough, right, guys? Okay, so we're going to have hair talk today, and with me and my earrings and my fro and my, I'm a 70s girl. Let's see if I got some little shingles somewhere. See, guys. Yeah. And my flowers. I'm a flower girl. But anyways, today we're going to have a great show. We're going to talk about added hair weave. We're going to talk about a couple of celebrities as well, because our celebrities, it's something really special with them and added hair. It's a big deal. It's a big deal for women all across the country. But when we go on live, tell your friends that they should get on. We're on iHeartRadio. I'm local here at WDIA 1070. But it's live nationally at iHeartRadio. And of course, I'm streaming live with you guys, which I'm super excited about. So we're going to be cutting on the show in just a second, and you guys will be able to hear me. Now, I've got to remember to repeat the questions. So if you, because you won't be able to hear what's in the studio, because I'll get that nasty feedback, and also the delay, which is never fun because it kind of confuses everybody in the studio. So I'll just try to remember to repeat the question. But my chat line is open, so if you have a question for me, you can chat, or you can call 901-535-9342, and that's 901-535-9342. And I'm Lisa Akbari, as you know. I'm your hair doctor, and for the next 60 minutes, we're going to have hair talk, and we're going to talk about added hair and hair weave, and we've got, like I said, a couple of celebrities, and we're just going to get your questions in and talk about the pros and cons and the different types of hair weave and all those things. So pretty cool. You'll probably hear me repeat some of this because my audience that's listening through the radio, WDIA 1070, or through iHeartRadio nationally, will actually be tuning in just a few minutes. So, matter of fact, it's coming up in just a few minutes. So I'll probably repeat some of this. Here we come. I think we're going to be, let's see. Oh, they're doing a quick little weather update. So I guess we are coming up. So I guess we're coming up in a minute. But I can also, as I'm waiting, and I closed that blind a little bit, and I kind of got out of the window because you could barely see my hair. It was kind of weird. And so here we come, guys. Mark, can you turn it up? This studio.
Wow, we are so confused and we don't know what to do. We need that.
There we go. Okay. Hello there. Hello, your hair doctor is here. Hi, guys, and welcome to the show. This is great. I love my opening music. It's just jamming, and I'm not a jamming kind of person. Earlier, I said hip, and somebody was like, what is hip? Hip is from my generation. My assistant, she's young. She's a baby. That's okay. I'm going to hip her to what hip is. And then she will be hip. But that's what my music is. It's pretty cool. So she's saying that she needs me. That's what the song is saying. Because I know you need me. Because I am your hair doctor. I'm Lisa Akbari, Trichologist Lisa Akbari, and I want to thank you so much for joining me, for tuning in to the show today. I'm so excited about the show. You know, I say that every week that I'm really excited about the show, but I am really excited about the show today. Last week was a blast. Oh, my. It was a blast because it was Mother's Day, and of course, it was wonderful because I just got all this wonderful treatment from all these wonderful people in my family, my two daughters, my twin daughters, and my husband. And I was able to love on my mom. For those of you who mom is still on this side of heaven, just love on her as much as you can. And so that was wonderful. And then all my friends, my sisters, my family was in the studio, just moms talking about hair. So it was a great, great Mother's Day for me. And thank all of you callers and folks who tuned in. It was just outstanding. It'll be really in my memory bank there, etched forever and ever and ever. So hello there. Thank you so much. I want to welcome all of my subscribers, my followers, my folks that were tweeting about this show today. I don't know what you call tweeters or tweepers. Somebody's going to correct me in a minute. I know they will. Somebody youngster in the studio is going to correct me. Also, my YouTube folks, this is the one where I'm streaming live, and you're here with me, and I'm so excited about that. And you're probably just getting your alerts to say I'm on the air. So we're going to talk about hair weave today. I want to welcome all of my new listeners to my show. You know, I'm here each and every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. here on 1070 WDIA here in Memphis, Tennessee. And we're national on iHeartRadio. So I'm excited about that as well. But we're going to talk about hair. We're going to talk about added hair, types of added hair, hair weave. It's pretty popular. I mean, we just can't deny it. I mean, I think it's a great thing, whether you're calling it your little personality piece, or whether you're calling it your look for the day or the week or the month or whatever. It's here. The thing because as you know, if I'm talking about it, I'm going to put some rules up about added hair. This is all mine, so this is my hair. Although we have pieces that look like this is all mine, and you can have your own. I always tell my patients that you don't have to have added hair. We can grow hair. We can do this. So that's one thing. But the other thing is there are people who are wearing added hair, celebrities. We're going to talk about a few celebrities today, a couple of them, and I am going to do that. Last week, I didn't do a great job of getting my celebrities in and talking about their yes, we've got some information about some celebrities. I didn't get to a great job talking about that last week, but this week I'm going to do a better job. A couple of celebrities that we're added hair, and they experienced some problems. it's a pretty big deal. And when I say added hair, let's just talk a little bit about that. But let me tell you, my phone lines are open. You can ask me questions about your hair. And you can, if you're wearing added hair, weave, or any type of added hair, braids. I want some folks to call me that are wearing quick weave. That's wearing quick weave. Yeah, because that's the one I want to talk about as well. So if you're wearing quick weave, call me. And the number is 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. Or you can chat with me. My chat line is open. I think it's called a chat line. Is that correct? Yeah, okay. That's what we're going to call it. My chat line is open. You can chat with me. If you go on my YouTube page, you can just go on YouTube, type in Lisa Akbari, and you can see my live streaming. So you'll actually be able to see me and hear me. And so then you can ask questions, and my assistant Kanisha will make sure that I get those questions in. Let's see if we can get this mic where we're supposed to have it. There we go. I'm hoping that you can hear me loud and clear. I'm good, Mark? Yeah, great. Okay. All right. So we're just going to start with this. Now let's talk about the types of added hair that we deal with all the time. I mean, you have sew-in. That's the big buzz. I've got to get my sew-in, or I wore this sew-in. And we're using the sew-in for many things, protective styles. We have ladies who are transitioning from relaxed hair to natural hair. Got one little curl piece that's doing. And this is my frizzy fro, guys. And you know, whenever you put me in front of a camera, you know I'm going to look at my hair some as well. And this is my frizzy fro day, which I absolutely my favorite because I love the frizz in a fro. If you don't have the frizz in a fro, you don't really have a fro. Okay, you got to have some frizz. But I also love a little definition here and there, little spikes and little defined pieces of curls. Yes. So I love that as well. So you're going to see that. So I'm going to be touching my hair a little bit. And this little piece wants to go straight down. It's got a frizz piece here. If you wonder what the frizzy fro, this represents the frizzy fro, and this represents the defined curl. Both representations right in front of my face. Isn't that wonderful? How did it ever happen? Okay, so all right, so let's get back to the added hair. So we talked about the added hair sew-in. A lot of ladies who are transitioning from natural hair, from relaxed hair to natural hair, so straight, naturally straight or chemically straightened hair, to relaxed, to naturally kinky hair. Get it together, Lisa. It is Sunday, and it's been a wonderful Sunday. It's beautiful here, but get it together. Okay, a lot of them will wear added hair, and they'll put this weave on, sew in, so that they can cover their hair and still wear straight styles. Now, a lot of times I wonder, and I just wanted to ask this question, why do we wear added hair and we're trying to transition, and why do we wear that and then we end up just, I don't know, why do we just end up wearing straight weave? So if we're transitioning, why don't we just wear the added hair curly? I don't know. That was always a question I had, but it's like, do we not really want straight hair? I think that if you're going to wear added hair and you're trying to transition, you really should wear added hair and make that added hair curly. Fro. Let's get you. I mean, I can help you with trying to find that kind of human hair. We do that because we have some people to make custom pieces, seamsters and seamstresses to make custom pieces. I'll design them for some of my patients when they cannot. Let's go to our phone lines because I think I cut someone off a minute ago. So we're going to go to our phone lines. Hello, caller, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Did I lose it? Okay, I think I lost that caller. Okay, so we're here. If you're trying to get in, I do apologize. I think I have the phone lines down pat. I think I really got it here. It's but my number, if you'd like to call in, you're welcome to do so at 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. And I'm Lisa Akbari if you're just tuning in. And we are here having Hair Talk. I'm here at 1070 WDIA, and I'm here every Sunday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're also streaming live. We're streaming live. We're on iHeartRadio National. And we are here on YouTube. You can see me, and my chat lines are open as well. But if you'd like to call, you can call 901-535-9342. Let's try to go back to our phone lines. Okay, let's see. You have... Hello, caller. Do you have a question for me? Welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Okay, sure. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that's true. Now, if you, I mean, if it's from my comment, I was just really curious about added hair. I think it's a great thing that I think is going bad only because of the lack of proper application and things of that sort. So we're going to dig into that today deeply. But I was only commenting about, it was just kind of curious if we're transitioning. And I get what you're saying. You're transitioning. You're wearing. You want to get natural hair. But it's when you're transitioning, part of it is a little bit mental too. It's psychological. You have to really get your mind wrapped around wearing this fro again. So when you start wearing only straight weave styles, and never wearing fro weave styles, then it's going to be hard for you when you actually have your big fro. And that's what I was saying. So thank you though, because that somebody else might have thought the same thing that you thought from my comment. Thank you. Right. Yes. Thank you so much for calling. Ask the Hair Doctor. Okay. Okay. Bye-bye. I'm so glad she clarified that because, people can really misunderstand me. No, it was just always in the back of my mind why you should definitely, if you're going to wear added hair and use that, one of the types of added hair, the ways to do it is wearing it as a protective style or wearing it as you're transitioning. If you're going to do that, then I think that definitely you should do that in a way where you can allow yourself to fully transition to natural hair. So you want to wear some natural hair added hair as well as the straight. Mix it up a little bit. That's just my suggestion, so that when you do finally grow out into your natural hair, you're not so shocked and like, uh-oh, I don't think I can wear natural hair. But of course, it's always an option. And this caller was so right. People wear what they want to wear. And I think that it's worse when we start telling you that you can't wear something. My job as a trichologist is to make sure it's safe. That's my job. It's not to say, and my patients are so surprised when they come in and they go, "What, I can still go back to relaxer?" Absolutely. Relaxer. I love natural hair. I just love natural hair. That's my hair. But I don't think it means, like the caller was saying, that you're trying to be something that you're not. You're just trying to decide what you want to wear, and you have that choice. Let's go back to our phone lines. Hi, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Facility? Well, the thing is, I am a trichologist. So basically what I do is I work with individuals to help them with hair and scalp problems, regrowing their hair, if they've had added hair. And the reason I wanted to talk about added hair today was because the added hair has been a problem where the application and the maintenance has caused hair loss. So we're going to talk about that today. But with my hair, but sure, sure, absolutely. All right, you too. But see, the thing is, I don't necessarily have a certain kind of hair. I do design. I make sure the hair is human, but what I do, I design the piece, and I have a seamster. Oops, sorry, I had to cut that off. I have a seamster or a seamstress to actually sew the piece. Now, there are pieces that we make, that we integrate, we clip on, those kind of things. I like that because it gives you a little bit of freedom, but it still also keeps you from having to feel that wiggy feel, but you don't have that sometimes danger of the traction from the weave. So there we go. And so I don't have that's not something, my job is basically to treat the problems of added hair and other types of problems. But one of the things that I do just for my patients is to actually allow them to, I design pieces based on their hair loss, how much hair they've lost. If they've lost hair in the crown, I may design a piece that is made to sit in the crown as we recover. It's kind of like a cast on a broken leg. So that's my part in added hair. We also, in our salons, I have a technique that I teach that will keep you from keep the traction away. You don't want to cause traction as you are doing the added hair. But some of the other things, I wanted to talk about the different types. So you have the sew-in, which is the most popular one right now. And then you have the clip-ons, which is what the caller was speaking of. The clip-ons are easy. They clip on and off. You can place them where you want the added hair. Those are easy and they're pretty safe. There's no real danger. Like with the sew-in, the traction, also making sure that you don't get the pollutants around the base, right where the hair and braid is attached to your scalp. So those things are some of the things we have to be careful about. And I'm going to talk about some of the pros and cons of added hair. But one of the ones I mentioned that I wanted someone to call who's wearing a quick weave, but one of the things is the quick weave, the gluing in of the added hair. That's the one that's the most dangerous, and you have to be really careful because the quick weave, I've seen more alopecia in my practice which is baldness, than I've seen in any other type of added hair. The baldness is unreal. So that's something we have to really be careful about. So those are like the three types. If there's other types that you know about, and there's some others out there, but if there's other types and you want to talk about it, you have a question for me concerning it, you can call me or chat with me. You can call me at 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. And we're going to also talk about celebrities as well, but we want to really look at the fact that in the USA, we've got most of the weaving really takes place right here in the USA. We have about 85% of the women who wear weave or added hair. It happens in the USA. Now, keep in mind, now this is not just the USA. This is other parts of the countries as well. And it's not just African-American women. This is the thing. Now, I think that somebody may say we're wrong, and let's do research because I love research, that we probably started it, pretty big deal. It was not, I'm sure that others were doing where it added hair, but we really, I can remember, I've been in the industry for many, 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 many years, and I'll leave it at that. And one of the things I noticed that we have worn added hair weave and for many years. Now, wigs have been around for centuries. I mean, we've just had them forever. But the thing that we want to do is we want to protect and preserve our hair and scalp as we wear the added hair. And that's one of the problems that, that's one of the problems. One of the things, let me talk about one of the celebrities. We had a celebrity that had a really, really big problem with her added hair, and it was really embarrassing. It was a model, and yeah, I feel really bad because as a trichologist, I really don't want to call her name, but I'm going to do it because this is something that the reason why I want to say these couple of celebrities, and there are others out there, is because these are women who make tons of money. They pay tons of money for their hair. And I just don't want you to think that it's limited to people who can't afford it. These are celebrities who pay thousands and thousands of dollars to have their hair done, and they're suffering from these problems. One of the celebrities is Naomi Campbell. She suffered with traction alopecia. And this condition comes from sew-ins, anything. And let me just kind of explain traction alopecia to you. And if you're trying to call in, you can do so 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. But one of the things that happened with Naomi Campbell, she was wearing sew-in, wearing wigs, And she basically lost her hairline and with traction alopecia. The traction just means the pulling. When the weave is sewn in, and when I teach my classes and work with stylists, one of the things I try and tell them, and I tell my patients as well, you want the added hair tight to the braid, not to the scalp. Well, if you feel your scalp being pulled, you're going to have a problem with this traction. Traction, because what happens, it literally, when they sew it in, the braid, the hair to the braid, the weft of hair to the braid, they're actually pulling that out and pulling that follicle. When they pull the follicle, that follicle could become inflamed, damaged, injured. When that occurs, scar tissue could develop, and it could be permanent. Scalp infections could develop. So it's really, you will lose the hair sometimes temporarily, sometimes permanent. So it's really important that you don't have your skin pulled, your scalp, when the weave is put in. She was just walking down the street. I think she was leaving a hotel in New York, and the wind blew her hair back, and you could see her receding hairline. It was very embarrassing for her. And the reason I mention it is because some people think that it just happens to the local folks, or you have more money, or if you could, you wouldn't lose hair. But this is something that is across the board. I mean, across the country. It doesn't matter if you paid $50 for your weave or $1,000. This can happen to you, because across the country, everyone, I won't say everyone, that's not fair, but many professionals believe that you can, when you put the added hair in, it's got to be tight. And if it's tight, it's going to guarantee that it'll stay longer. And that's not true, because the hair is growing from the scalp. And as the hair emerges from the scalp, you're going to have that hair emerging, and you're going to have that braid grow out, because the braid is an appendage of the scalp, because it's a hair, and its hair is an appendage of the scalp. So tighter is not going to make it last longer. It's just going to damage your skin. So remember that. It needs to be tight to the braid, but not to the weave, not to the scalp. That's really important. Okay, we had another celebrity, Constance Vaughn. You remember Constance Vaughn. She played on Moesha, and she also played on the Parkers. That was the time I watched her a lot. Remember, Monique was her mom. It was so funny. They were so funny together. Well, she recently, it was maybe a bit over a year, she was on a couple of shows. One, The Doctors, I remember that one, but she was also on some other shows and in some magazines talking about this. She wanted women to know about this problem. She wanted them to know, and she got a serious scalp infection from the weave glue that lace front wigs. Lace fronts, when lace front wigs first came out, I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be a big problem. As a trichologist, I always view things, the pros and the cons. Okay, here it is. This is something that we're going to do to our hair as women. What's the pro and con to this? Okay, now, lace front wigs, anything that's going to be glued to your hair, glued to your scalp. Now, you know, someone may say it's glued to something else, but if you can't take it off, it's glued to something that's attached to your skin, your scalp. And if that's the case, then you can lose hair permanently. You have to be careful. When it's removed, it can rip all the hair from the scalp. Now, there are removers, and I know we'll get folks, I get feedback, say, well, there's a remover that they put on. I know that my stylist said that she sprays this solution on, or she puts this cap on and it's glued to the cap, or it's glued to this solution and it doesn't get on my scalp. I said, but are you able to take it off? They say, no. I said, well, what is it glued to if you can't take it off? Somewhere it's seeping through, it's glued to your scalp. So that's what we have to be careful about. I'm not just going to do negatives because, I mean, if you go on my YouTube page, I've got some wonderful pictures of these beautiful models and local folks and all with this added hair. And it's a great thing because it's a personality piece. It's something you can do to change your look. I think it's wonderful. But we have to keep in mind, we have to do it safely. I'm never here to take away your style. I'm never here to take away what you want. I'm just here to help you to make sure you stay safe with it. That's what's important. So what happened to Constant Vaughn? She got a scalp infection. The tape, they used lace front tape, they used lace front glue, wig glue, and she got a scalp infection. She said it was smelly, had a foul odor. It was just terrible. And she just had a lot of problems with it. And she lost her hair on her hairline. What happens when you, so how do you lose hair with added hair? I think this is important, but I'm just going to make sure to remind you, my phone lines are open at 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. If you have a hair experience with added hair, or if you have a question for me about added hair or weave or braids or anything that you haven't to attach to your hair, you don't want to know a safe way, or if you're wearing it now and you're just curious, please call me and ask the question. That's what I'm here for. That's why I'm truly excited about this show, because now I have an opportunity to share with you, help you, bless you. People call my institute all the time wanting to talk to me. If I'm in with a patient, I can't come to the phone. So here's your time. Free counseling, 901-535-9342. So if you have a question for me. So what happens? Why do we lose hair with added hair? Why do we lose hair? Well, this is what we have to keep in mind. When the added hair is placed on your head, it's going to be attached either to the hair, the weft, it's usually a weft, or it's braided in or it's sewn in. It's going to be attached to your hair. Once it's attached to your hair, it has to be glued in, sewed in, tied in, braided in. Something has to be attached to your hair. Once that is attached, we have to look at several things. Number one, we have to look at how it's affecting your scalp. First, when it's attached to your hair, it's attached to your scalp as well. Keep that in mind. So when it's braided in or sewn in or glued in, then you're going to, let's start with the sewing and the braiding, because gluing is just something, a whole separate, which I'll address. When that happens, you have to make sure that it's not pulled, as I said earlier, because when it's pulled, it's putting pressure and stress on the skin around that little pinhole the hair emerges from. It's called the mouth of the follicle. When that is pulled, then you're going to, it's a possibility that that weave that's being pulled, or that braid that's being pulled, is pulling that lip open, and that tissue is stretching. So either it's going to tear the epidermis and expose the dermis, because the epidermis is there to protect. It's going to tear and expose it, or it's going to be put in where it's actually just attached, resting on the top of the epidermis, and it's not being pulled, and that's the safe way. But the dangerous way, as I said, is if it's pulled and it's tearing at that epidermis. Once it's torn and that dermis is exposed, scalp infection. Bacteria, negative bacteria, can develop around that area, and it can cause a scalp infection. Inflammation can occur because of the pulling, and then you have a problem with scarring. You could just scalp disease. You could have so many problems. So here's the deal. Added hair, a great thing. Let's not make it a thing that can go bad, okay? Let's not have our added hair going bad. Let's make sure we can enjoy our added hair and not have any problems with our added hair causing us to lose hair. This is the other thing that happens. We can have a problem with itchy scalp. We have so many ladies walking around, beating their scalp, hitting their head, putting pencils underneath their added hair, and just trying to scratch to get that itch away. You must have a solid maintenance program. That means you have to have a cleansing, conditioning program for your scalp and your hair. Because anytime you wear added hair, I've had too many patients to come in and say that added hair is a problem for them because now they've lost hair, or when they take the hair down, instead of having longer hair, they have shorter hair. I have many patients who have longer hair, but it's thin, or many patients who have longer hair seems to be full, but their hairline is thin. So it's different things that are happening. But then you have some that are where it's properly done, then they have longer hair, fuller hair, no thinning on the hairline, everything is just fine. So women should be able to choose, or individuals who wear added hair should be able to choose to wear it and not lose their hair. Okay, so that's going to be something that's really, really crucial. I think that's where we get into problems, when we end up with this added hair and we don't protect and preserve our hair shaft, our strands, so we end up losing hair. And we don't want to lose hair. Okay, I know this is a really serious conversation, guys. Don't let me lose you here on this as far as your call in. I want you to, and if you have questions and it's not about added hair, I know many of you said you're just listening. I see you. If you're just tuning in, I'm Lisa Akbari, your trichologist, your hair doctor. And we have about 30 more minutes, maybe a little less. And we're talking about added hair. We're talking about weave today. We're talking about the pros and cons. We're talking about these wonderful things. We're going to talk about the good things too, okay? So if you have a question for me, you come on and chat me or hit me up on the chat. Or you can call me at 901-535-9342. I know it's Sunday evening. Yes, I know. You're like, Sunday is off day. What are you doing on the radio? Well, I'm here because I want to be your hair doctor. And I want to help you. And if there's some stylists tuning in, because I know I have a few stylists that may be tuning in, please call me if you want to chime in, if you have something to say at 901-535-9342. And we're just going to go right to our phone lines. Let's see if we have a question. Hi, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Okay. Okay, I thank you so much for that question, because I want to make clear that I don't believe that crochet hair or any hair, added hair, is bad except the glue in. Now with crochet is usually not glued in, if I'm correct. Okay, so that's not a problem. Keep in mind, it doesn't matter what type of added hair, and if you're calling in, callers, just hold on because I'm getting to you. If it doesn't matter what type of added hair you have, the main thing you want to remember is, number one, it's not glued in. Number two, that it's not pulling your scalp. So when you have added hair, and make sure, let me tell you the reason why it'll end up pulling your scalp, because they're making these parts where they're bringing the hair, one, they're crocheting it too tight, or they're bringing the hair from, say, the front hairline all the way to the crown of the head. So make sure the hair doesn't have to travel from its base too far. You know how your hair grows straight from the scalp in a spiral or at an angle? Well, if it's pulled from the front hairline back, then that's going to be a problem to break as well. So crocheting is not a problem. You just need to make sure you're cleaning at least once a week. Very good. Okay, first, you don't want to, if they're crocheting a type of hair in that can't be shampooed, you don't want to use it. You have to use hair that can get wet. Okay, so you want to make sure when you get in the shower, you want to make sure that you are rinsing, and you want to just rinse between the parts. Focus on your scalp and the base, and what's going to happen is going to run down the hair. And then you want to put shampoo on your hand and do individually, like twisting in the direction where it's being crocheted straight down, and press the shampoo into your scalp, between the parts, pressing it in, then rinsing again, and then put your conditioner on and rinsing again. So that's what your focus is. Your focus is always on the hair close to the scalp and your own hair, because sometimes with crochet, we do the extended hair. You don't necessarily need to, you want to let the shampoo and the water run down the hair and the conditioner, but you want to focus on where your hair begins and your hair stops. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for calling. Ask the hair doctor. All right, bye. That was a great question, because crochet, just make sure I'm clear. You guys have me clearly understood. Any weave is fine as long as it's not glued in and as long as it's not pulling. Why am I so against the gluing in? You know why? Because it's so problematic. It's very challenging. The removers tend to irritate some scalp. Sometimes it'll irritate you. The glue, when it's removed, it pulls a percentage of the skin away. It causes, when I view a scalp under the microscope after they've worn any type of glue in, and that quick weave is probably the only style that I would probably say never get. And I don't say that. If any of you who've I've ever counseled, you know it's about finding a safe way to do it. Quick weave is kind of like I feel about gels. I have never found a way, and I make product, to make a gel that it does not dehydrate. And I've never found a way to weave, quick weave or glue in, that does not rip a small percentage of the epidermis away, which is your top skin, which is problematic. So long term, you end up with problems. Short term, it's okay sometimes. And then most of them end up ripping the hair from the scalp. So that's pretty bad. So we want to really be careful of that. If you're just tuning in, I'm Lisa Akbari, Trichologist Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. And we've got a little bit of time left. We've got a lot of time left. Matter of fact, about 25 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. And you can call in if you have a question for me. We want to see if, Kadisha, do we have any chats back there? If we have them, if you can bring those out for me, and I can answer those questions for you. If you have a question you want to call in, you can call 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. Can you not hear me?
It's not working.
It's not on? Oh, okay. You know what? Let's see if we got. No, we're on live. So y'all are not kicking me up?
Can't get the chat.
Oh, the chat. Okay, guys, if you're not able to get the chat, my assistant says she's not able to get chats. I don't know why. That's YouTube. That's technology. Okay. And I've got a pretty savvy, smart young lady who's working with it, so it's probably not working. I see that you're logged in. If you're logged in and you're viewing in and you have a question for me, you can call me at 901-535-9342. And if you are listening in, tuning in, please call me at 901-535-9342. We're talking about added hair today. We're talking about the pros and cons to added hair, and I want to talk about some of the pros, because we've really been on you guys about it, because there's a large amount of women who wear it, and I think that added hair is wonderful. I mean, I have tons of hair, so I don't have to wear. I mean, I don't think people wear hair always added hair because they have to wear it. First, let's say that I just like my fro. I like my fro, and I just wear my fro. But I'm not against added hair. I think it's a great way to express different styles. But I as a trichologist, someone who deals with hair loss, and I sit in the room with women in tears, where even their babies, if they've worn braids and things like that, where they just don't understand why and what happened, and they paid to have this done, or they did it themselves, or they had their sister do it, or whatever, whoever did it. It's not about that. It's more about, let's get the right way. Let's learn, number one, how to have it applied properly. So you want to have that consultation time with your weave-tician or your braid-tician or even your lock-tician. You want to do that, and you want to make sure that you know more about what they are going to do with your hair and how they're going to care for your hair, how they're going to apply it. If you feel it pulling, this whole little pulling of the hairline, that just can't be. You can't have that hairline pulled. That's just something that is just wrong, because eventually it's going to cause problems. How do you care for it? You've got to make sure you shampoo and condition it. Your goal is to protect and preserve your hair and scalp, so that when you decide you don't want to wear added hair and you want to wear your own hair in whatever way, whether you want to straighten it or you want to wear it natural, you wear it. And that's what's important. Those things are crucial. You can't just, you just can't wear it. You have to take care of it. I mean, I guess that's the best way for me to put it. So, but the beautiful thing is you can wear long, you can wear short, you can wear you can wear it curly, you can wear it straight, you can wear it blonde. This is another one way I like to use it for some patients who their hair is just not strong enough to wear color. Then I think it's a great thing to make those little added pieces. I design them sometimes for my patients where we can put blonde pieces in, or red pieces, or gold pieces of hair in, where they can just clip it in and where they don't have to color their hair. So it's lots of ways and lots of wonderful things about added hair. We just have to be careful. And I just mentioned a couple of celebrities, and I think I'll leave it at that. But some of the things that people like to use it for is easy to transition. You shampoo, condition your hair, but you put your added hair in it. But if you're going to use it as a way to transition, and I spoke about that a little bit earlier, if you're going to use it as a way to transition, then you need to be really careful to make sure that you are shampooing inside of 7 days. But if you know that you sweat and work out with your added hair, you need to shampoo at least every 3 days. Now, make sure, and I would say don't let that sweat stay in more than 48 hours. But you can email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com, and at that time, I can send you an added hair program. I'll make a recommendation. I'll send you a link to one of our added hair programs. I'll even counsel your stylist. I have this really neat software now that I use, and it's where I can give you a video response. Many of you have been able to have me partake in that, because I've sent you response or emails, or you've emailed me and I sent back a video of me just going line per line over your questions. I'm really excited about that as well. So I will help you with that. So some people want to wear added hair because it helps them to manage their hair better. It's just like during the week, they like to wear it because they're busy, and they're busy moms, or they're at work, or we have a chat. Okay, we have a chat. I just need to, okay, so someone sent me a chat. Okay, so they have it, they're busy at work, and they just want to find a way to just have hairstyle without having to worry about how I'm going to style my hair. Let's see, we have a chat here. We said, so what is the proper, okay, I think I have several. I've missed some. Okay. How do you shampoo with added hair? I'm natural, but my style. Okay, let's leave that part. What is the proper way to take? Okay, yeah, I've got 3 questions here. We're going to get all of these in. And remember, you can call me 901-535-9342. But let's get some of the chat questions in, because we haven't done that yet. How do you shampoo with added hair? What's the proper way? Well, number one, someone just asked that over the air. They were asking about shampooing. Now, one of the things you want to do, you get in the shower. Always use the shower. Have a handheld massage. You want to take your added hair. You want to rinse. Try to hold the forceful water down toward the braid. If you're doing weave, or if it's extensions, braid extensions, get your water force so you're rinsing, just kind of lifting as you're going through it. And you're going section per section, holding that water force as close as you can, ear to ear, front to back, till you get the entire head, holding that as close as you can to the scalp. That's going to help to start to lift up any of that buildup. So you want to first start with warm, and just warm as you can stand it. Do not burn your scalp. Second, you want to take your shampoo, always put it on your fingers and start to rub between the braids. Find your braids and rub between the braids. If it's a sew-in, you want to find that braid and squeeze that shampoo down under. Try to get right at that braid. And then you want to slide it so it touches your scalp a little bit, and then you rinse. Holding the water force, rinsing. And then the next thing you want to do is you want to get conditioner. You want to work down that twist or braid or weave so you don't mat it up. You never take it and rub it against your head because you'll mat your hair up. You always have the hair coming straight down with your water, with your shampoo, with your conditioner. And you want to work your conditioner in. Now, if you have extremely dry hair and you've had some problems with your hair, weak and breakage, you really shouldn't put added hair in. But if you have it in to cover up that weak hair, then you want to sit on a dryer with your conditioner. And you want to give yourself at least 10 minutes so that your conditioner has a chance on warm or medium setting so it can get optimal penetration. And then you want to rinse. Make sure you hold the water force because you don't want to leave any cosmetics on the scalp. The next question was, I said, I'm natural, but my stylist relaxes the front hairline every time I get weave. So the hair is left out and lies down. Is that wrong? Yes. If you have added hair, you do not need to put relaxer on your hair unless you take the added hair out. Because when she lies you back to rinse that, all of that relaxer is going through the weave. All you need are microscopic traces of relaxer left on your hair, and it will cause extreme dehydration. When that extreme dehydration is there, it's going to continue, besides the dehydration, it's going to continue to work as if the relaxer is still there. And it will be because you have microscopic traces and your hair will eventually break. So when you take the weave out, you will have hair breakage. Now, some people say, well, she's turning me to the side and it's not really going in. It's problematic. You need to be careful. If you have to have that hair straight around the front hairline, I would say to use a heated tool, stay with the temperature based on your hair texture, and texture meaning size of your hair, your strand, if it's fine, medium, or coarse. And you want to, if you have fine hair, you only pressing and using a heat protectant. We have one on my website called Cool Down. It's excellent. And you want to put that heat protectant on, let it dry in, and then you want to press fine hair. You want to stay around 150 degrees on your temperature. So use a digital flat iron or heated tool. 300 on medium. You can go up to 425 on coarse hair, but make sure you have that heat protectant. Do not relax around the hairline with weave in. The last question on the chat was, what is the proper way to take weave out? Can I get a relaxer before I shampoo? Okay, I think it's a two-part question. First part is, what is the proper way to take the weave out? Depends on the weave. If you have added hair, and we're speaking of a sew-in, first, this is when I talk about the proper technique of putting it in, make sure that after your weave is done, that you go home and you make sure you can see a clear line where the stitches are when you turn it over. So you want to lift the weave up, look at the base, tell your stylist. I mean, I know this is hard and stylists are not going to be pleased with me about this, but I'm not telling you to tell your stylist how to do things, but let her know that you need a clear line. You've had some problems with people cutting your hair when they take your weave out, and you want to make sure that they don't do that. So she needs a clear line where the stitches are, and then she cuts right down the stitches, and if she does that, and then she can slide everything right out. But if she's doing all these crazy stitches and just knotting it up, so it'll stay in, then she's going to have a problem with cutting your hair, which is a biggie. Okay, and then last question here, and we have another chat. Let's see. Oh, I think we have some more. All right, so another one is, and our phone lines are open because our chat is full. 901-535-9342. That's 901-535-9342. Okay, it says, can I relax before I shampoo? I'm not sure about that question. She said, can I get a relaxer before I shampoo my hair? Generally, that's how it's done. I'm going to let her chat me again on that question. Maybe I'm not clear. It said, can I get a relaxer before I shampoo? Do you mean can you shampoo before you get a relaxer? Maybe that's what she means. But we're gonna go to the next one, and hopefully that one will come back. It said, after taking the weave out. Okay, they chatted again. After taking the weave out, can I immediately get a relaxer before No, you shouldn't. We have it all the time. We have people do it. And I have patients who come into my clinic and they'll say, well, you know, I got my weave removed and my hair was so, they use the N word. We don't use the N word around here. So kinky. Oh, that's the word I'll use. It was so kinky. And so she put a relaxer on immediately. Well, that was a problem because you need to treat your hair and scalp. There needs to be a hair inspection, a scalp inspection. We need to make sure you're okay. So no, you need to shampoo, deep condition your hair, and then you need to go back in 48 hours to a week later, really a week later, you need to come back and then you can do your weave, your relaxer. Okay, next question was, I'm going on vacation and I'm looking for a low maintenance style. My best friend suggested that I get 2 long braids and with added hair. I think that's what she's saying. Let's make sure I got that full question in here. Okay. Oh, okay. I've got a bunch here. Such vacation. Yeah. And it's long braids. Any tips? Since it's 2 long braids with added hair. Any tips so that my hair stays safe? Yeah. I mean, I think that's going to be a cute low maintenance style. It'll be great for the beach. You just get in the shower and shampoo it. Make sure you're doing that cleaning. That's really important. And conditioning. All right, let's go to our phone lines. Okay. Hi, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. You have a question for me? Yes. Good afternoon. Hey, Muriel, turn your radio down for me. Yeah, because you're getting that delay behind you. Okay, there you go. Okay. So you can hear me. Well, now you got me. No worries. Okay, so you're saying you're wearing natural hair. And what's your question? Bless you. There you go. Let it out, Muriel. Bless you. Okay, what's your question? Mm-hmm. But it's not growing. Is it not getting long as you think? Okay, Stan. Well, let me tell you what happens. What you want to do, whether it's me, you want to see a trichologist first. The trichologist will be able to tell you whether or not you need a dermatologist or a different practitioner. The trichologist is going to do a microscopic view of your hair and scalp and determine what category of hair loss or what's preventing your hair from obtaining length, or whether or not it's not growing, or whether there's any other problems there. They'll be able to point you in the right direction. Yes, sure. You're not holding me. Mm-hmm. For your examination? Oh, yeah, they go over everything with you. And that number is 901-535, excuse me, 901-380-4445. You got it? Okay, well, keep me posted now. Let me know how it goes. Okay, thank you. All right, have a great day. Bye. This was great. Yeah, if you need to see a trichologist, so we have about 5 minutes left. You can definitely come into my office if you are not in the Memphis, Tennessee area, or if you have another trichologist that you want to see. You want to make sure you use one with a handheld microscope so that they can really view your scalp and hair and tell you what category of hair loss that you may be suffering from. So that's going to be really important. Um, let's see. We've got a lot going on here in the city, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I'm going to try. I want to get that in, but I want to make sure I get all my questions in. And if I don't give you, I want all of you. If I don't get, I want to post some things about things that are going on in our city. But let's get this last question here. If we can get that one in, I think we had another question, and I don't think I got it. Okay. Hi, and welcome to Ask the Hair Doctor. Do you have a question for me? Hi, welcome to the show. Do you have a question for me? Okay, super. Yeah, that could be a problem. The main thing is when I understand and I respect, and I think that's outstanding that you're making these comments. I think that we need to really make sure that we take care of the hair while we're wearing the weave. So if you feel like the one way so that you can give it a break is maybe wear a wig right after and then go back to your weave. But even then, as long as your scalp and hair is taken care of properly, while you're wearing the weave, the traction is the really big killer right now. And that's what I'm seeing more than anything. So, but yes, oh, absolutely. Glue is just something we shouldn't do with it. You just really can't, because it's just not a safe way. We've got about 3 minutes, and wow, I wish you had called earlier, but you call next Sunday, make sure, because I love having cosmetologists on, because you guys, you're right there on the front line and you know what's going on. So, oh, wow. Wow. Removing it. Yeah. So why don't you do this, because we're going to run out of time. Call me next week. I'll be here if you have an opportunity, from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Right here on the same station. And so we can talk. Call a little earlier so we can get you in. Every Sunday. We're here every Sunday. Yeah, 901-535-9342. 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. because yes. Oh, that's super. Thank you so much for calling. Bye-bye. That was so super. More cosmetologists. Yay for the cosmetologists. Yeah, so yeah, we're gonna run out of time. We have I just want you guys to please email me, Lisa@lisaakbari.com. There's so much that we have going on in our city. We have some great cosmetologists. Pearl Walker is one of them. She's got some great things going on. I just cannot get all the details because I don't have that information in front of me. She's gonna kill me. But if you email me, she has this Let Your Hair Down group, and she's with she's got all kinds of things going on, and we didn't have time for her to call in as well, and we're about to go off the air, but I do want to mention her name, Pearl Walker. She is my friend, and she is a fellow colleague, a cosmetologist, and she's just doing a lot of great things. And so I just want you guys to just look out for the things that she's doing. She's doing great things. But anyways, today we've talked about added hair. Next week, we're going to talk about little girls and their hair problems. And I want you guys to tune in. I'm Lisa Akbari. I am your hair doctor. Trichologist Lisa Akbari. Email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com. Call my institute at 901-380-4445. If you would like to come in to tour our school, our facility, our research institute, our Trichology Institute, please do so. So I will see you next week right here on Ask the Hair Doctor at 1070 WDIA and iHeartRadio. And I'm Lisa Akbari, your host. Have a great Thank you, guys. It's been great. Thank you so much. I'll see you guys next week right here on Ask the Hair Doctor. Have a blessed, wonderful morning, afternoon, or evening.